Aneesah Morrow committed to LSU. Morrow averaged 25.7 points per game last year, 12.2 rebounds and 2 assists last season. So, Morrow is considered the second best player that entered the transfer portal behind, guess who? Haley Van Lith, who also committed to LSU. Guys, this lineup, the depth that LSU is going to have in women's basketball, quite honestly, is unparalleled. You know, there was a lot of people today when the news broke that LSU women's basketball has formed the college basketball version of the Dream Team. Now, I'm not going to go that far yet, but think about this. Flaugier, Van Lith, the number 1 overall recruit in the country, and an outright stud, Michaela Williams. Now Aneesah Morrow, who averaged, let's call it what it is, 26 points per game and 12 rebounds, tagged along with arguably the best player in the country in Angel Reese, who is a walking double-double. I want to feel, look, it's way too early, and injuries could always play a part of this. But LSU is going to be the number 1 team next season. This is what it looks like when a dynasty, a flat-out dynasty, is being built. I don't know how else you can summarize it. I don't think that there is a right vocabulary word. I don't think that anything in the English dictionary in Webster's dictionary that could describe exactly what Kim Mulkey and staff are doing. Guys, you could make the argument that you have the best point guard in the game. You could make the argument that you have the best 3 that's in the game, or at minimum, the most talented freshman in the country at the 3. You have 2 of the best forwards, not only at LSU, but in the entire country that are on your team. Oh, and by the way, LSU's got a pretty damn good bench. Kim Mulkey made it a point that when she came back, what she wanted to accomplish. Not only she did it in 2 years, she won a national title. But she went out and got the 2 best players in the country in the transfer portal. Some would argue 2 of the top 5 players in the country she went and got. Now she has 3 of them. A lot of comparisons have been made. The Fab Five, the Dream Team, whatever. I'm going to tell you what Kim Mulkey is going to tell you in the next press conference that you hear from her. We got a long way to go. She's not wrong. She is not wrong when she says that. And when you see teams like this that have come together with this much talent, the number 1 question always remains about their chemistry. Well, you had that discussion last year when you got girls out of the portal and Poole coming from Ohio State and Angel Reese coming from Maryland. And you know what happened? They got that damn chemistry down pretty damn quick. I think that this team, even though the interesting thing about this team and about Kim Mulkey and what she's building, welcoming everybody to the show, is it feels a lot like what we saw with Kirby in Georgia last year. They, for whatever reason, felt disrespected. Now, I don't think Georgia had a reason to feel disrespected. I mean, you were still considered the best team in the country. But when LSU won the national title, you got Jill Biden out there saying what she was saying, and I'm not getting political on that, but wanting to invite 2 teams to the White House. I mean, come on. You got Dave, the Rudy Poo Portnoy, when he's not firing Ben Mintz because he caved in like a little frat boy. But nevertheless, this team still feels very disrespected because of how they were treated after they won a natty. Aneesah Morrow is the tip of the iceberg on what Kim Mulkey's doing. By the way, she just got in her freshman class, she got a 6'6" center, 6'6" forward, who is an outright stud in her own right. I will tell you, when Scott Woodward hired Kim Mulkey, I didn't know what to fully expect. I knew that she would win a national title. I knew she would win multiple SEC titles. I didn't know that she would be doing it like this. And we've talked about this ad nauseum in the past, and I don't want to get a deep dive into it right now. But, man, how can you say you hate the transfer portal when this is happening to you? Girls aren't leaving. Girls are staying. And you're adding 2 of the best top 10 players in the country because they want to win a championship and they believe in your school. They believe in your team. And for what it's worth, I don't know if you saw this today, but the president of the university is in this recruiting process and making sure that he's doing everything that he can to recruit. And I will tell you, it is not just in women's basketball that they're doing that. I'm not going to tell you the recruit because the recruit is very standoffish. Luckily, he gave us this information for our website. But I will tell you this. There's a football recruit who really, and I'm talking about really talented kid. Okay? If I said his name, you'd be like, oh, damn. He wanted to talk about academics. And I know for an outright fact that William Tate was out there slanging the university about what they can do for him, the qualifications that he would have from an education from LSU. It's not just women's basketball, that he's out there making sports the front porch of this house, right? Like when you go up to the house and your first impression of it and you see the front porch is banging, you know the rest of the house is going to be like, damn, when you walk up in that thing. You know, like they got a mini bar. They got a bidet in that thing. They got gold plates, a marble going up the walls. They got chocolate and cheese fountains running everywhere. You know what mansions. Don't underestimate your president of that university, because everything I hear from kids, he's doing his damn thing. I did not know what I was supposed to expect from Kim Mulkey. I didn't think I was going to get this, though. I did not. I guess maybe because you just haven't seen something like this at LSU in such a long time. You know, the last time you really, really, really saw something like this happening, and I know that it's not necessarily comparable because Skip didn't have the portal. Man, is LSU women's basketball about to go on a Skip Bertman type of run? Now, I know what you're going to say, Blake, pump the brakes. I get that. But you cannot tell me. You're going to have to find a way to convince me. Who do you think beats Van Lith, Flaugier, Williams, Morrow, Reese? Because if you can find 5 girls, that on any given night, now look, any given night, any given Saturday, any even given day, you can lose a game. You know that. I know that. I think you get what I'm trying to say. When everybody's on point, Caitlin Clark can't beat them. Caitlin Clark can't beat LSU. Not by herself, she can't. She better hit that portal and she better head her ass on to South Carolina. Because if she wants to win a natty, she ain't going to win it at Iowa. Point blank, she ain't. Better hit that portal, girl. And then when you do, you can come on down to Baton Rouge. Girl's good, man. Girl's good. She's a walking Steph Curry. She's a female Steph Curry. Look, I'm not saying that I coined that. I said that she was a walking Steph Curry 3 months ago. And then everybody says, she's a walking Steph Curry. Diaper dandy, baby. This means people listen to the show. Oh, and by the way, the bench is ridiculous. Guys, your bench is just absolutely ridiculous. It's filthy. Now, got a long way to go. A long way to go. Got a lot of communication, a lot of chemistry that's got to get built here. But if there's any coach on this campus that can make it happen, it's Kim Mulkey. You've had a lot of great coaches that have graced their presence in Baton Rouge. Skip. I'm not going to say Dale because I refuse to. Because if I start going down that way, I'll get mad and start wanting to talk about the court. So I'm not going to do that. You've had Skip, Saban, Miles, Orgeron, Kelly. Whether you like any one of them or not doesn't really matter to me. They're winners. They are winners. Maneri. Look what Jay's doing. You've had winners here. You have winners here. I don't know if any of them are outside of Skip. I don't know if you could say that any one of them's doing what Kim's doing. Guys, think about it like this. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this. It's like Nick Saban right now, or Nick Saban 3 years ago, getting a guy like Caleb Williams or Drake May that hit the portal, and they're going to Alabama.